Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel. Everyone, my name is Josh, and right now this symmetrical triangle pattern has broken to the downside, which sets up the next technical price target on this chart. And on top of that, the price of ETH is currently trading below this important level on the chart, which I'll talk more about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a really quick update on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is still playing out this rejection from 17.6K, which is where we do have resistance based on this previous June low, now flipping into new resistance. And so obviously, like I've mentioned over the last few days, this is not a good signal in the immediate short term for the price of Bitcoin. But if you zoom out on this daily Bitcoin chart, obviously we're still within a larger bearish trend. This hasn't changed as of now, but based on the fact that the daily Bitcoin RSI recently entered into oversold territories just a few days ago, this usually means that the price of Bitcoin needs some time to stabilize in the form of some sideways price action, kind of similar to back here or back here, for example. But even though this type of price action does not look very volatile zoomed out on the daily Bitcoin chart, if you zoom into the shorter term, looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously that expands these moves to make them look like they're more volatile on these smaller time frames. And obviously each of these moves can be traded if you know what you're doing. And over the last one day, this symmetrical triangle pattern has broken below its level of support. And since that break, obviously the price of Bitcoin has moved a little further to the downside over the last one day. And just yesterday, this support level was sitting at around 16.6K approximately, but around a day later, obviously because it's an ascending line of support, at the point of the break, it was sitting closer towards around 16.8K. And so the moment the price of Bitcoin confirmed to break below 16.8K, or this ascending line of support, that was the moment where the bearish direction just in the short term here was chosen. And technically speaking, because we have now seen this break to the downside in the short term so far, this sets up a technical price target for this symmetrical triangle pattern to the downside. And in case you're wondering, this technical price target is sitting at roughly around $14,500 per Bitcoin. But as always, it is important to understand that between the current price and this technical price target, there's obviously some other levels of support between now and then. And if you're wondering what those levels of support are, then zooming out to the weekly Bitcoin chart, we have the 50% retracement level right here, sitting at around 16.3K approximately. But if the price of Bitcoin confirms a break back below around 16.3K, then the next support level that I would watch just in the short term is this local low sitting at around 15,500. And then anything below that low, basically if the price of Bitcoin breaks below 15,500, then it's very likely it would continue down towards this technical price target that I just mentioned. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is breaking below this important horizontal level on the chart, which is sitting at roughly around 1250. And obviously, as you can see right here on the chart, during late September and early October, this same level acted as massive support for the price of ETH. And just in the short term, over the last couple of days, we've seen a small amount of support along this exact same level. But now the price of ETH is breaking below this level. Technically, this could be seen as a short-term bearish signal. And so due to this happening, I would not be surprised if the price of ETH continues this more shorter term pullback that we've been in over the last couple of days after this bounce from that crash, obviously. And so basically one of the most likely scenarios in the immediate short term for the price of ETH is most likely going to be a slight pullback, potentially over the next 1 to 2 days. And now if you zoom out to the daily time frame, what we have here is the golden pocket level of support, which is coming into play in between around 1180 up to around 1210. And so perhaps the most likely scenario just in the short term is a continued short-term pullback into this price range that I just mentioned. But overall, on the daily time frame, over the next week or so, I would mostly be expecting some sideways price action, kind of like what we saw back here or back here, for example, which is what we usually see after a volatile move to the downside, and especially if the RSI enters into oversold territories, because when that happens, the price basically needs some time to stabilize again and get ready for the next volatile move. But But with that being said, if the price of ETH actually breaks back below this golden pocket, so if we break back below around 1170 to 1180 approximately, then the next levels of support to the downside that I'll be watching are sitting at around 1050 to 1060, and anything below that, then the June low. And as for some resistance levels, we could find a bit of short-term resistance again at around 1250, since we've just broken below this short-term level right here. But if the price of ETH confirms a break back above that level, then the next resistance levels that I'll be watching are sitting at around 1360, around 1470, and around 1.6k. And now, just before wrapping up this video, I'll leave you with this. Back in the early 2000s, in the dot-com crash, many tech stocks went to zero, many companies went bankrupt, Apple shares crashed 82%, Amazon shares crashed 95%, Microsoft shares crashed 66%. The internet looks like a passing fad. The new wave of tech, internet, and investing was over. Except it wasn't over. The internet was only just getting started. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon all grew into some of the largest companies on the planet. This new wave of technology changed the world forever. But that's the past. What about today? And well, today, the crypto market looks similar to the dot-com crash. Many coins, projects going to zero, many companies going bankrupt, large coins like Bitcoin and ETH down 70 to 80% from their all-time highs. Blockchain technology looks like just a passing fad. Stay patient. This new wave of technology will change the world like the internet did after the dot-com crash. But that's all that I have to say for today. I appreciate you for sticking around, and I'll see you all in the next video.